really hear the experience of a cafeteria. Maybe a better experience would be who hasn't. Some students have always had lunches packed for them, but I've always eaten at a cafeteria since I went to school. Cafeteria food has never been super exciting, but I was expecting something different when I came here. We had choices. And everyone always talks about the freshman 15, and I was like, I mean, it has to be amazing if you're gaining 15 pounds in your first year. But the first time I walked into the cafe, it really let me down. But what is exactly going on that needs to be changed? What can we do to change these problems? And what can school cafeterias be like in the future? Here I am walking into the cafeteria for the first time. And I'm also expecting way better than my elementary through high school cafeteria's awful food. I was actually really excited. We have the Grill Works, the Comfort Zone, the dessert bar, the pizza place, and the Light and Fresh station. Like most college students, I'm always hungry, but also I'm always broke. I thought paying for my meal plan would help since it's in advance, and I won't be able to invite unnecessary things like Hershey's bars or energy drinks. I get there and there's a line all the way out of the class doors. I literally stood there for like 30 minutes. I walk in and this horrible smell assaults my nose, and I'm pretty sure it was burnt soy sauce from the fried rice station. There was dirty plates and cups and silverware. There's literally this bowl that had like chocolate, like ice cream in it or something, I guess. And this cup had something in it, and everything felt greasy. On one of the following mornings, I got up and I got cereal, and the milk was rotten. It didn't take me long to realize that I would get tired of the cafeteria food again. There may be choices, but it doesn't take long for you to not want pizza or cheeseburgers every day. No wonder we're gaining that freshman 15. Also, the Light and Fresh station doesn't have much choices in the fruit or the vegetables, and sometimes the lettuce tastes bitter to me. Not to mention the dressings aren't labeled and it's all over the place and messy. The fruit bar is all mixed up with little selection and it's not very fresh. Like I said, the line is really long and I don't have enough time to eat before I have to get back to class. You think that there would be other times that you can go, but it's only open during certain times. And the busiest times, which is obviously one of the reasons I go to the busiest times. So now that I've told you some of the things that I don't like about it, you're probably wondering what can be done about it. According to www.fda.gov, the Food and Drug Administration started out in 1906, has more than 200 laws, acts, and rules to ensure the safety of many things, such as medicines, cosmetics, and most importantly, food. All places, such as restaurants and cafeterias, have to pass you have to take inspections to ensure that these regulations are being followed. I'm sure that I shouldn't be finding bowls that look like they have chocolate ice cream in them, or cups that have something in there. I shouldn't be drinking rotten milk. I shouldn't be getting lukewarm food, and we need to say something to these workers about the cleanliness. In 2004, Chris Hansen, an NBC reporter, did a study over some of the nation's largest schools. Some of the things they found were dirty dishes and foods that didn't pass regulations because they aren't kept at the right temperature to keep bacteria from multiplying. And they also found some cases of foodborne illnesses, such as salmonella. Dirty dishes are totally unacceptable, but the problem is lazy workers are unreliable machines. Something has to be changed. We seriously need to discuss the possibilities that could be open to us also. We could petition for a larger variety of fresh fruit and fresh vegetables to make fruit smoothies. I definitely choose those over soda every day. It's not as cheap as something can be, but fattening ice cream or pizza. But it's also a lot healthier and it definitely deserves some thought. Besides, cost shouldn't be more important than taste and flavor and cost. An on-campus Subway or some other restaurant that takes our meal plans, like the Gilberts, that takes our Cowboy Cash or Diamond dollars, would be a good idea. We could have a wider variety of gluten-free products also. We have literally 2 loaves of bread and 1 type of pizza that I've seen that are gluten-free. And there's a lot of people actually that need gluten-free food. I also believe that the cookers should display the nutrition facts on the windows by their stations. We could ask people like the Dean of Students to look into buying more healthy choices for the students. This would reduce waste and obesity and numerous other problems like heart disease. We can influence what cafeteria and other cafeterias will become like if we take single baby steps at a time. If we do nothing about this issue, you'll be the one drinking rotten milk. You'll be training yourself to eat unhealthy foods that could cause obesity or heart disease. You're training yourself to have bad habits. Unhealthy eating during the early years of life can interfere with your growth and development. It can contribute to unhealthy habits during adolescence and adulthood. On a more serious note, you could be one of the few students who get something worse, like salmonella. I was reading when I was doing my research, and a reporter asked this lady, like, salmonella isn't a very big issue, it doesn't happen very often. And she replied and said, it's like playing Russian roulette with a child's life. And that's a serious thing. If we make an effort, we can move forward and make cafeterias into something much more enjoyable. It won't be the stuff of nightmares anymore. Humans have always been the types of creatures to be constantly moving forward. We're progressive. Why should we treat this as if it's not a big issue? I want this problem to be solved, and I'm sure many other people do. We can have all of our favorite foods moved into the cafeteria, and it's not like we're not going to get tired of it eventually, but it could be better. It could always be better. We can talk to our administrators and cafeteria workers of the need